Okay, so I've talked about this like 1,000 times, but I wanted to do, I went to this course, right? So it was like a course learning about makeup and all that kind of jazz, and I did go to, this is interesting. Anyways, I did go to makeup school way back, but if you don't use it, you lose it, and I don't use it in like on other people, so it was really cool to kind of get to do makeup on other people and really learn some new tips and tricks straight from the brands that I love. So I was super pumped about that. So something that we really talked a lot about was highlight and contour, and something that really stuck with me was Danny Sands, the creator of Makeup Forever, was not there. So don't get too excited. But she was quoted as saying, like, anybody can do eyeshadow, anybody can do eye makeup, but a makeup artist can do eye makeup that impacts and changes the eye in a positive way and really kind of enhancing and stuff like that. So I really took that and really thought about that, and I was like, that's true. And a makeup artist, you know, anyone can look at someone's face and be like, I can put these pretty shiny colors on you, but to really sculpt and enhance and shape the eye is something a little bit more difficult. So it's something that I wanted to do today with two things, bronzer and powder. That's all I'm going to use on my eyes to really kind of sculpt and define. And this is a learning experience, so it might not be perfect, but let's kind of learn it and like together. So I learned some really cool tips while I was there, and I'm going to share them with you as I go. So the first thing that I want to do is put on, excuse me, the lighter color, which is my powder. So this is Mineralized Skin Finish. I'm going to put it on with a Sephora Pro Shadow number 14, and I'm just going to really put that shadow right on the lid. I have primed my eye, by the way, with some NARS Pro-prime, and then I'm also going to put it underneath the brow, because these are areas that on my eyes, I have a smaller eyelid and a really large brow bone, so I want, or like area to blend up here, so I want this area up here right underneath the brow to pop, and then I might want to recede this area to kind of create more of a crease for myself. And then on this area, I want my lid to pop out. Now I do have very almondy eyes, so with your liner or something like that, you could extend it. I really like that kind of like Marilyn Monroe fluttery extension, so I could extend my eye even more. But for someone who had like a more round eye, that's why it would look even better to do like an eyeliner with a wing, because it would extend it out more, unless you wanted to accentuate the roundness, or they wanted to accentuate the roundness of their eye. So by placing the color here, I'm going to bring forward this part of my eye, because it doesn't show as much, as well as bring my brow bone forward as well. So a cute trick they showed me, a really cool trick that they showed me was to get them to look up like this, your client, and you'll be able to see where their natural crease is. So for me, my natural crease is right in here, and I'm going to show you what happens when I apply product right into my natural crease. So I'm going to take my Laguna bronzer, and I'm going to put product right in my natural crease, kind of with my eye open and looking down. I haven't blended it up at all. This is just kind of the color that was on my eye. So if I look straight at the camera, that color is almost gone, because my eye just eats it and falls down. So on me, I have to create more of a shadow a little bit higher up and make my crease look more prominent. Can you see that? I'm not blending it super good because I want you to be able to see the placement. Now, I could go all the way in if I wanted to, like this. Okay, and then let's blend those two colors together now so you can't see. So if I go all the way in, it actually kind of closes this part of my eye a little bit more. But because I put this pop of color, my eyelid is coming a little bit further out as well. So you can see that my eye and just the way that it's made, I can handle a little bit of color in here because I have so much space in here. If somebody didn't have as much space in there, you would want to stop your contour, blended obviously, but you would want to stop your contour more around this area. And if their eye didn't have as much space, you wouldn't want to bring this color up as high. You would want to keep it in that crease area that I naturally have. So for me too, I like to blend this color quite a bit higher. Then you can take that lighter color again and bring it back, and that's how we're going to blend those two colors out. So for underneath the eye, I like to have a little bit of shadow underneath there. Sorry, the second brush that I used was the Sephora Pro brush number 10. Then I'm going to go in with the Sephora Pro number 18, which is like this little mini shader brush. They also have a great smudger brush, which is the 11, which would work really well as well. But just for my eye shape, I know that this brush works a little better for me. And I'm just going to pop that right underneath the eye. And this just adds a little bit more dimension and depth to the eye. So really, that's some tips for different eye shapes. Again, if you have a very round eye, you're not going to want to contour only on this side. You're kind of going to want to contour right along the top, and it's just going to kind of squish it down, and then you can bring your contour, kind of like how I did, a little bit further out as well. So I think that makes a difference when you're doing it. So if you want to do it in one big foul swoop instead of like I did, kind of in two different steps, you can just place that color on. And I like to use the windshield wiper motions. And it's really good if you're doing it on a client to get them to do that head tilt back and then look forward. It really shows you where their natural crease is. And not only that, but doing their eyeshadow while their eyes are open, like I'm doing right now, because it really shows you exact placement for those colors, because it could look beautiful when their eyes are closed, or it could look like on my eye, it might look like a little bit of weird placement when my eye is closed, but when I open it, it's in the right spot. So those are all things that you kind of need to consider as well. So now for me, I love liner. I love liner. I recently got to try, or bought, I guess, the Longwear gel eyeliner from Bobbi Brown. And at first I really didn't like it. I'm not gonna lie, I was like, I can't work with this, but it really did. It's grown on me. It friggin' lasts all day. As a side note, my eyes are a little bit further apart, and that's another reason that I can handle having this darker color. If you had someone who had a thinner nose and their eyes were closer together, you would not want to bring that color all the way in here, because it's going to close down the eye. You want to concentrate the color more on the outside to kind of draw it out and have more light on the inside. I really like putting light on the inside of my eye anyway, because I like that pop that it gives, but I've brought the color in here to kind of not make it look like my eyes are super far apart. Now these are very, very basic colors. So these are dark and light, and that's it. You can apply this to all the colors that you're using, and I actually learned some amazing things about the color wheel and color theory as well, that like in the back of my head I sort of knew but never really applied to makeup. So I'm gonna use my Bobbi Brown gel eyeliner, and I'm gonna use a Sephora brush. It's actually almost identical to the Bobbi Brown brush. So this is the Bobbi Brown gel eyeliner that's on the floor now, and this is the Sephora one. So they're really similar, and I didn't like this brush either, so I'm trying to challenge myself and use these brushes. Alright, so I put on my eyeliner, obviously, and mascara, and then I put some lips on because I'm going out in like 30 seconds. But I also think that if you were, you know, like legit gonna go out like I am right now, you could put some like shimmer on the inner corner. Why don't we do that? Let's do Make It Forever 909 because it's an awesome highlight. And I'm just going to use a Sephora Precision Smudge number 29. And just pop that highlighty color. It's like a pinky gold. Gorgeous color. There we go. And that is the finished look. So I hope that you guys not just like learned how to do a makeup look, but actually picked up some tips and stuff like that. So that was really important to me. As I say, I learned some stuff about like the color wheel and jazz like that as well. So I'm gonna keep making these types of videos. So I hope that you enjoy them. Bye!